Whoa. What a way to start. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rich Taylor from SSPEC Media YouTube channel, here with my co-host, my brother from another mother, Aaron Easy Yee, and our other brother from another mother, Effer, our very own community local clean and presser, the best in the business. You guys know him, none other than the funniest man in comics, Joe, aka Red Hood. Let's go. What up, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing good. Just trying to make sure my computer doesn't update in the middle of a stream.
Dude, our AdSense thing got all jacked, and like we had like 12 members. I think I lost like 5 or 6 of them, and I had to remove all you guys and put you guys all back on. That was a nightmare, man. But we worked it out. We worked out the kinks. So we are golden. I am going back to work officially full time, 100%. I've already signed the contracts. I'm working on my licenses now on September 9th. So I need to get with Aaron and say, hey, Aaron, SSPEC Media is yours. So maybe we'll get some pictures in the nude of Aaron. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. So
my OnlyFans is competing with DeMayo's. So
are you selling your feet on OnlyFans?
Dude, I step on weird things all the time. I read comics with my feet in the nude. You know, it's got to pay the bills, right?
Yes.
I know it has for me.
Wow, it's a little slow today. Usually we have at least like 10, 15 people jump right in, but we missed last week. Today I went to the vet because my dog has been sick and he's just regressing, deteriorating. And when the vet came back in, he was like, "It's time to put your dog down." So my dad and I sat there for like an hour. We were both crying. We don't know what to do, and we are basically looking for a pathway for him to come out of it. But he's so old and he's got so many things wrong. So I asked the doctor, I said, you know, what if we put him on an IV right now, give him some vitamins and, you know, kind of rejuvenate him or whatever. Is there any way that we can get him to a health to where we can do the surgery and take out this huge mass? It's like the size of a softball in his spleen. He said pretty much no, but you guys can make him comfortable. He should be okay for the next few days. So we brought him back home. They put him on an IV, gave him medicine, like vitamins and stuff, gave him all this stuff. And, he's having a really hard time. So I with God willing, we'll have him through the weekend. But yeah, so that's where I was today.
Yeah, I feel you, dude. That I had to put down my Siberian Husky back in 2014.
Yeah,
and so he had a tumor on his back, and then he started having seizures, and then gave him meds, but the meds comatose him, and he was just like staring at the wall.
Yeah, that's what my dog's doing. He's like just kind of like he's kind of there, but he's kind of not. And he's like, you know, and he's like kind of like he'll look at you, and then all of a sudden he's like, I don't know. He just looks like he's out of it, but then like all of a sudden he'll get up and start walking around and be fun, like look fun. It's so weird. It's the weirdest thing. And it's like it's really tough. I mean, my dad were talking about it on the way back. I was like, man, this is impossible. I didn't think it was going to be this hard to make a decision to put him down. You know what I mean? Like they're asking us, like, I didn't really think about it. I knew it was coming, but like they're asking us to put my dog down. So I'm like,
because you know, your dog's hurting right now, man. And that's honestly, Richie, that's the best thing you can do for him, man. You know, you've given him a good life. He's been a good friend to you. I mean, I'm telling you because I put 3 dogs down 3 years in a row, and they were with me for over 15 years. And then I told my wife, no more fucking dogs. Yeah. And then she hustled me into getting this little Yorkie, you know, but I totally get where you're coming from, bro. Like, I totally understand. I've been there. Me and my stepson, we fucking cried. Like, man, but I tell you what, man, like my wife didn't understand, you know, and it's like that's man's best friend, like to
Yeah.
the end, right?
Yeah.
And I tell you, Richie, it's tough, but like it stings for a while, but like you know you're doing the right thing, right? And then you know if you believe in all dogs go to heaven, the
Yeah, I was actually
reincarnated,
thinking about that today. That's funny you say that.
bro.
Yeah.
Go, you know, and then you know time heals old wounds, and then you know your dog will come back to you in a spirit in another dog. I'm
It-
telling
yeah.
you,
It's
a thing.
true. It's like,
It's a thing, bro.
yeah, like
Really?
my mom's dog right now is like a giant version of my dog growing up. Like, no joke. To
No
the
way.
T. And then,
Wow.
and the dog I have right now is like exactly like my brother's dog when we were growing up.
Damn.
So yeah, so it's kind of true. Like with the dog's reincarnation, and then you get them back again at some point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
They,
I
they
mean,
come-
like,
they find you, bro. They come back.
yeah,
to you.
but you'll know when it's right, when it's time to get a new dog. You know what I mean? It's just not like a oh, I put down my dog, it's time to get a new one.
Yeah, it'll happen
yeah.
organically, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
You guys are
it may
telling me
be-
this, and I'm looking over at them as you guys are telling me.
Yeah,
He's
I
old.
mean, and you know, he's an old pooch, man. He knows, like
He's had a full life and all that.
he's hanging in there because he doesn't want you sad, dude. Like that's the way animals are, dude. They're tough. They hang in there, man. You know.
Yeah.
Like us humans, we'd be like, "Hey, dude, hey, I'm done." You know, like if it
Oh,
was
yeah.
reversed, hey, I'm out.
Yeah, my dad was saying the same thing. My dad's like, "This dog is so tough. I no way I could go through what he's going through."
Right. I mean, but that's the
Yeah.
way they're built. You know what I mean? We're built different, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, Richie, it's tough, man. But and if you need some support, I got you, man. Because went through hell. I go, not another dog. Fuck, you know. Let me tell you, dude. When I was a
Three in
kid,
1 year, 3 in 1
no,
year.
three in 3 consecutive years.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Jesus.
13, 14, and 15. And like, bro, I was just I didn't like, dude, I've got the urns with my dog, like Dalmatian. And so Trish, she did a Dalmatian sketch. So I have the stray dogs with my urn with the picture of my Dalmatian. I haven't
that's
had
cool.
her do but I bought a plush stuffed animal from Trish on her site, and it was a husky. So got that with my husky urn. Like I got all 3 of my dogs. I still have them there, bro. You know, so they're still with me.
Yeah.
They never go away, bro. They never go away. So
it's a really tricky thing because you know
Yeah.
when you're younger, you look at dogs as like they're so fun. You don't really think about like the long term, you know, them being there and leaving. When you're an adult, it's different because you have to make these decisions.
Yeah.
And I've never experienced anything like this. I knew it was coming, like I was saying, but I was like, holy shit, I can't do this. He's still alive, you know?
Yeah.
So but
there's a light at the end of the tunnel, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but I mean, it's a rite of passage, man. As if you're gonna as a dog owner, bro, like it's a rite of passage. Like you haven't been a dog owner till you put a dog down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you.
the rest is the easy stuff. The hard stuff is like, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to start crying, so let's.
Man.
Let's
I mean,
talk,
it's good to talk. It's good to talk about it, bro. Like I hear you everywhere. So, like, man, I'm going to tell Richie. Like, it's hard for me to talk about it, but I don't want you to, like, let that eat at you because if it's first time, you know, it's tough, bro. You know, but I got you. I'm here for you, man.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. All right, guys. This is By the Dip episode 31.1. We have some news, some D23 news. We were not available last week. A lot of things going on, but we're back. So it's not going to be a crazy show, but it's kind of crazy. The news we're going to talk about, the recent D23 news and all that kind of ties into the By the Dip list tonight. Shout out to Aaron Yee. He wrote half the list tonight on his own, and he picked some good ones. And we're going to talk about them because I have a feeling those are about to get real hot. So, but let's get into it a little bit. And before we get into that, you guys know you have to do all that stuff. Subscribe, like, comment, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right. So Kristen Ritter teases Jessica Jones' return, guys.
Mama.
Shortly ahead of D23's opening, Jessica Jones star Kristen Ritter posted a cryptic update on her Instagram stories. She shared an image of an ad for a book by New York Times bestseller author Lisa Jewell titled Breaking the Dark, a Jessica Jones Marvel crime novel, which is up at Disneyland. This comes ahead of an expected presentation for Marvel Studios' Daredevil Born Again at D23. Rumors have teased Kristen Ritter's long-awaited return to the role in this series, although nothing is officially confirmed as of yet for that casting. Okay, but just wanted to put it out there because we have some interesting stuff we're going to talk about a little bit later.
So, real quick.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead, brother.
So, she's teased a lot of stuff on her Instagram.
Yeah, remember
throughout the years. Yeah, like cast pictures with Luke Cage. Like, she'll just be casually standing there wearing like a T-shirt that she wore in the Netflix series. So,
what's up, Lord Zero?
Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me at all, that she's kind of teasing that stuff out.
Yeah. Let's put Joe in the middle, you up in the top. I'll go ahead and stay on the bottom because we need to hit the chat, and I don't want your guys' handsome face to cover up. Okay. So Lord Zero hung with Aaron and I, stayed with us. Thank you so much. But I understand anybody who canceled. I'm not mad. I was just kind of just joking around, but I understand. Totally get it. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less, but I appreciate you, Lord Zero. And you are going to be getting a thank you package along with the others that stuck with us. The other ones, unfortunately, are going to be getting a refund. We're using that money for you guys. So, but yeah, the ones that canceled our membership will be getting a refund. So make sure if you guys don't get one and you did cancel, reach out to me and I'll make sure it happens. Okay. Lord Zero says, hello there. Peace. PS. Peeps. Your boy, the alien Caesar's in the house. Appreciate your brother playing a little fantasy football with us. Joe, we still have one spot.
I know,
for you,
dude.
so once you get your Yahoo fixed up,
I'm off tomorrow. I'll take care of it.
Awesome. We have time anyways. I just want to get everybody situated before I go to work. So Heroes
You know what it
Reborn
was?
comics.
I felt the pressure and then I fucked up and I locked myself out of my Google account. So I got to call the 1-800 now because I was like, man, I don't want to hear from Richie anymore, dude.
No, I wasn't trying to. But I mean, dude, if you don't want to play, honestly, it's cool. It's all good. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I totally understand. But I mean, if you want to play, I just don't want you to be.
Yeah, I want to play, dude.
That's a big deal to me.
So. Yeah, I only want to play in one league, dude, and that's it.
Cool.
I see a bunch of people playing in 20 leagues and shit like that.
Like me. And
no shit.
And Joe knows his football. Joe really surprised me last year. I mean, he was kind of half in and half out because he had everything else going. He's not really a fantasy guy, but he knew his football. He was the one that said he was the only guy last year in the draft that said Cincinnati Bengals defense is improving. And now this year they got like one of the most slated defenses in the AFC. They're top 3 in the AFC. So
I'd say the NFL, I mean, it's fixed, I mean,
yeah, with the scripted stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Like honestly,
sports
dude,
entertainment now. It's sports entertainment.
They stole that game from Cincinnati. Cincinnati should have.
Oh yeah.
Went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Heroes Reborn holding it down with the
Joe Burrow's gonna win one.
Yeah. Oh, I think and he better get an MVP because that dude is smooth. Heroes Reborn comics in the house holding down with the wrench. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Awesome emojis. Hector T.
What's up, Leverage?
Hell yeah.
My boy Leverage is in the house.
Leverage, good dude. Heroes Reborn comics is saying what's up to Hood, Ye, and me. Appreciate you. Your boy the alien is going back to alluding to our earlier conversation about my dog. He says, I had to put down my 16-year-old dog last month. Salute to your pup. Things aren't beautiful because they last forever. Interesting. Thank you for that. Appreciate you, brother. Lord Zero's lolling And then he says, yeah, I am always here, guys. I love the show when I can make it. Yeah, I appreciate you, Lord. You're awesome, dude. I'm really glad that we connected. Leverage, yes, like Joe was saying. Love you, bro. Glad you're here. He says, yo. Lord Zero says, yeah, the Bengals are Bengals with an A are going to be tough for sure. This year going to be interesting in football. Yeah, I agree. And Leverage ends it up and says, hey now. So, all right, let's move to the next story. Daredevil Born Again takes center stage. Let's see what kind of announcements we have. I believe the only one that's surprising is the confirmation of the Punisher is coming. So let's see here. I don't care about Ironheart. I'll be honest with you. It's the Hood. We already know it's all the same basic stuff. But anyways, Daredevil Born Again takes center stage. The main cast from the MCU's Daredevil Born Again took the stage at D23 to celebrate the arrival of their new project. The series is said to have, quote, channeled the essence, end quote, of the Netflix show, and season 1 is confirmed to debut in March of 2025. Fans are greeted by Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Deborah Ann, who plays what's her name? That reporter, what's her name? Karen, right? Karen. Eldon Henson and John Bernthal. So there they are right there, I guess, in the top left in the picture. I mean, we can't see it because we're on.
It's the original cast.
And it says
I was going to say, Richie, like, so they tried to just get the main characters, right? And then bring in whoever they wanted. And then they did some tests or whatever, and it failed miserably. So they were forced to go, okay, let's get everybody back.
Makes sense.
Right? They try to dismiss this for years and say, oh, we want to do our own thing, because Netflix, there's no way they could have gotten it right. You know what I mean?
And now that show is called Echo. We're gonna try that.
Yeah. Right. So like, what if it's not broken? Like, just continue. It's the street level Marvel, and the Netflix people retooled a lot of the shows been in production. Yeah, exactly. But like, they have not been able to get that street level feel the way Netflix has been able to do it. They just haven't. Like, you guys do your thing, and this is like the street level books, like from the 70s, and that kind of feel, that gritty type of feel.
That's why I like Hero for Hire 9 when Dr. Doom fights freaking Luke Cage. Because it's just so out of, like, it would never happen. Right? Yeah, I love that stuff. All right. So fans are greeted by Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Deborah Ann Woll plays, we were just talking about Karen, the reporter, Eldon Henson, and of course John Bernthal, who are all collectively and respectively in the original series on Netflix and the upcoming continuation, which is confirmed. Bernthal described it as a, quote, a real honor, end quote, to be back playing the Punisher, Frank Castle. Ooh. The cast announced that work is going to begin on season 2. Whoa, that's awesome. Very soon, before fans got new footage of season 1. This includes a look at the White Tiger, Bullseye in jail. We don't know if we're male or female, but we're probably male. A meeting between Matt Murdock and Foggy Nelson, and even 5 new Daredevil helmets, one of them being gray. Ooh. Muse is confirmed for an appearance in the series as well. Supposed to be one of the villains or main villain. Kingpin's probably the puppet master. But anyways, Daredevil says to Kingpin, quote, it does seem like we really do understand each other, end quote, before Daredevil fights Muse, who looks quite comic accurate. Let's see if we can get the picture of that. Additionally, fans see Mohan Kapoor in footage with Charlie Cox, presumably reprising his role as Yusuf Khan from Miss Marvel's The Marvels. Yusuf Khan, that was Red Dagger, right? Was that Red Dagger or no? Okay. Well, I don't have a picture of Muse. I guess it's just not popping up here. I apologize, but pretty cool, guys. What do you think of that so far?
I think what they need to do is figure out a way how to insert Tom Holland in after credits, after like the series, and just have him in that environment. To go back to the way Marvel used to connect and have that connectivity. Everybody talks shit. Oh, like when they put that 10-year run together, even the one-shot shows and anything and everything from Agent Carter, everything connected. They made sure that it connected.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Because watch Agent of Shield in between movies.
Right.
And it's still like
Sam Jackson.
Yeah, it's like within the continuity of what happens. Like,
Yep. Sigotron says, Yeezy yee, let's go. Hell yeah. Thank you, Sicko. Appreciate you. Patrick, appreciate you, brother, as always. Can't wait to destroy you in fantasy. Leverage Comics says, I think big changes with Star Wars are finally coming with the cancellation of Acolyte. And I think
hope so, bro.
I think that's actually a really good comment. Actually, there was a lot of all the Star Wars stuff was in this article, but it was just too much. So I just
it's just bullshit,
we'll cover it next time.
People go, I know, I bet I can write a Star Wars story. Like you know what I mean? Like anybody can do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Let's find a script on the internet.
Exactly.
I bet they talked it into AI. Hey, AI, ChatGPT, can you write me it's called the Acolyte. Can you start me off in a good, you know?
Yep. Derek Neiman says, quote, you could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me, end quote. That is that Thanos? Or is that
Thanos?
Kingpin? That's Thanos.
That's
right?
Thanos, bro.
I'm inevitable. Let's see here. Lord Zero says, yeah, when Kingpin slammed the car door in the guy's head over and over, I flipped my shit when I was watching it. It was raw and I was in awe. Netflix did the first season of Daredevil right. Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Totally agree. Leverage continues, says, if you have first male White Tiger Cell, pretty sure that character is getting killed off in show to usher in the female version in the MCU. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad you're here, Leverage, by the way. It reminds me of a lot of
Wilbert. Gone.
Reminds me a lot of Wilbert. Very strong speculator, very always up and up on the news as well.
Yeah, if you go to Leverage's IG, man, he's got a lot of great stuff in there.
Hell yeah.
Does he? Uh-oh.
All right. Agatha All Along comes to D23. I think there's a lot of books that are going to be tied into this series that people are just not talking about. We're not going to talk about them today, but I'm definitely I'm putting together some content because I've noticed in the speculator circle, a lot of speculators are into these modern comics, right? And I've been noticing a lot of these speculators that are into Marvel, modern comics and flipping, superhero stuff that are really into starting to get into supernatural and horror stuff. Not necessarily Marvel, but other types of stories and publishers. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe this could be a stepping stone to the MCU going into all that Werewolf by Night monster stuff that we saw last year. But let me continue. It says Agatha All Along star Catherine Hahn takes a stage at D23 to celebrate the imminent release of her first solo MCU project. Hahn puts on a live performance alongside her fellow cast members singing the song Witch's Road from the Agatha All Along series. Ooh, that's pretty cool. There she is right there. I think she's kind of hot, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, this song was said to be written by the songwriting team from Frozen. Interesting. And Frozen 2, who also wrote the original Agatha All Along from the WandaVision. Remember the song we were hearing when they
Oh, it's going to be catchy music catchy tune music that gets stuck in your head and it's repetitive, right? And then I'm just excited about Aubrey Plaza.
Who's that? Who is that?
Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah. Sorry,
did you ever watch Legion?
Yes. But okay, honestly, I watched the first. Okay, so hear me out here. I watched the first season of Legion, and it was right when I got back into comics. So it was like 2016, 2017, right? I've only been in comics maybe like a year, and long story short, I freaking didn't understand it. It was just like totally trippy. So I've been wanting to go back and rewatch it. Now I understand more about Legion. But go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
So she's a chick in there that's in the insane asylum with David.
Gotcha.
The one that ends up like not really being there because it's like actually the demon what's his name? The
Mephisto?
No, the demon that's stuck in his head.
Oh.
Is it Demon Slayer or is it Demon Hunter? I can't remember.
Someone
in chat will know.
Keep it Thoro's in the house. Says, what's up, Rich, Hood, and Yee? Appreciate Thoro. You should have a wrench, Thoro. I don't know why I don't see one.
Here,
so,
I can fix
Aaron,
that.
Can you fix that for me, brother?
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Leverage Comics says, law, comic speculation, if fun, the money is secondary but nice. Yeah, totally. This is a hobby. It's not like I'm not trying to get rich on nobody's trying to get rich on this stuff. But anyways, there wasn't really any like crazy announcements, just stuff we already knew about Agatha all along. But I just wanted to bring to the forefront that hey, it looks cool. I mean, just based on this, and it sounds like they really are excited about this project, and so am I. So yeah,
you're gonna have to add me to the. You're gonna have to add me back to the YouTube.
You're not on the YouTube? Oh shit. Okay, I put you on the StreamYard. I figured that. Or okay, I'll take care of it, Thoro, after the show. Okay, brother. I apologize. I had to remove I had to do a bunch of stuff because of my AdSense account got flagged.
I think you should start with a mutual fund before looking at this as investing.
Your boy the alien says the Shadow King. Yes, the Shadow King. That was in Legion, right? And he was that dude. I forgot his name, but he was in that movie with Chris Kyle, the American Sniper, and he was the Sheik. Remember, you seen American Sniper, right?
Oh yeah.
You remember when the leader of ISIS hitman with the drill goes and drills a kid in the head? Remember that? Like that? Well, that's the guy that played the Shadow King in Legion. But
okay.
I'll take care of it, Thoro. I appreciate you, bro. I'm really glad you stopped by. Thank you very much. Derek says Thoro demands his wrench. Hell yeah, my guy Thoro. Our guy Thoro, I should say. I like to collect for free. I do make a profit each year selling comics, but they are not how I make my money. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anybody is really. I mean, there are people balancing their I guess you could say their bottom line, their P's and Q's, actually keeping track of all what they spend, what they make, stuff like that. I just like to do it because it's fun. So. All right. Marvel animation panel, guys. A lot of really cool animation stuff. I know you guys have heard me say it multiple times. It's tough for me to watch animation. It really is. But this stuff with the MCU, man, it just looks so exciting and desirable. So I am going to definitely give it a try. They go on and say the MCU panel focused on their upcoming slate of animated Disney Plus shows. We expect to be shown What If Season 3, Marvel Zombies, Eyes of Wakanda, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which was before the show. Now, after the show, here, D23, here is the news. The shape-shifting from, X-Men 97 Season 2. The shape-shifting mutant, Danger, is it Danger or Danger? Danger, Danger, right? Is confirmed to be appearing in Season 2. Several villains will Danger, okay. Or Danger, maybe. Several villains will be in Season 2, including Apocalypse. Lady Deathstrike, first appearance is Daredevil 197 of her human form, and then Lady Deathstrike first appearance is Alpha Flight 33, just to let you know, and Sabretooth. Additionally, the X-Men will be sporting new suits inspired by Grant Morrison's X-Men run, drawn by Frank Quietly, and which that's what we're seeing right here. So that's what the suits are going to be looking like. That's pretty cool. Rogue voice actress Lenore Zahn says that her character will go on a hero's journey in Season 2. Finally, Bishop will have a bigger part to play in Season 2 than he did in Season 1, and that's what we wanted, right? Hell yeah. So that's that. What If Season 3, guys? What If Season 3? Dominic Thorne's character from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Ironheart, will make her first animated appearance in the third season of What If. The third season is being called, quote, the final arc of the Watcher's multiverse spanning story, end quote, possibly indicating this will be the last season of What If. Brian Andrews teases that they will be taking big swings this season. Oh, that's what you were saying, Joe. Remember what you were saying about the What If? We'll talk about it. I want you to tell everybody what you told me after I'm done reading this. So one of the episodes will be the mech-inspired Go Avengers Heroes of the Gamma War. Sam Wilson will be Captain America, and both Red Guardian and Black Widow will be piloting their own mechs. And the Avengers mechs came out in 2020, 2021. I have those books. I'll post them on my IG for you guys. Hell yeah. Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight and Tiana Paris's Monica Rambeau will both also be in season 3. How about that? So before we get to the chat, let's go ahead. So we were all talking backstage, and Joe said a couple things about RDJ and Dr. Doom. But what were you saying, Joe, about What If?
Well, like, so there, I forgot where I heard it, but there was like people are trying to figure out how this Iron Man or Robert Downey Jr. is going to insert himself as Doom, and a lot of people thought that that they could use this What If as a like a way to do it, like replaying the events of Iron Man, but instead he turns the other way and goes the Doom route. And like you and I talked about it, like the way they're drawn, it's almost like they're mirrors of each other. And like,
oh, you're talking about Victor Von Doom and yeah, from Infamous.
And it's almost like they could literally be the same person. And that's what is so unique about it. And, you know, or they could do a live action, because I did hear there's a movie before Doomsday and it's blank. They haven't said what it is. So there's a possibility that they could redo the Iron Man 1 movie and do it like a What If, but Robert Downey goes the other way and becomes Doom, and you get his origin that way.
So with the What If, in the What If continuity, right, or whatever series,
right, that way, or just doing a live action and redoing the Iron Man, almost like the same events from like 2008, but then he goes the other way. Remember?
Now that's if Tony Stark. That's if Victor Von Doom is a Tony Stark variant, correct?
But so Robert Downey Jr. announced, I think it was either today or a couple days ago, that it's not a Tony Stark variant, that it's Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom playing Doom. So it's
So Joe is saying that this could be the other. Yeah.
Or he could wear some kind of prosthetic and give himself a different look. I mean, you still see it's Robert Downey, but he's just totally playing Doom.
Gotcha.
And the thing about method actors like Downey, like before you know it, you're going to forget, hey, that's Iron Man. You know, you'll just be watching, like he'll turn into that guy.
Gotcha.
But people are like, I trip out because people, Marvel's desperate. Yeah. Well, the Russo said they would only come back for Secret Wars. Right. So that was back in 2017. So are they desperate? They're just doing what they had originally planned.
Right.
So
like, and a lot of things happen in between in the real world. And that caused,
plus, and then how many fans want to see that anyways?
Oh yeah.
The biggest thing is getting the writer back, man. That was the biggest thing.
So what I heard today, I mean, I've heard this since maybe, I think we covered it, Aaron, maybe a couple weeks ago. Was it you and I that was here and we were talking about how it was like either the director or RBK or something that was saying that RDJ's Doom, Victor Von Doom, is not a Tony Stark variant. We were talking about that, right? We talked about that a couple weeks ago, I thought, but today probably, maybe, I don't know. I remember us talking, maybe it was on another show, who knows, but on Reddit today, they had the Hollywood Reporter article from today of RDJ talking about how he got the role for Dr. Doom. And basically, he was at a restaurant with his wife and Kevin Feige, and they were talking. And he said, "Hey, I have an idea," to Kevin Feige, and laid it out. And Kevin Feige said, "Well, that's cool, but this is what we're thinking about doing." And then I guess when Robert Downey Jr. read what's happening with him, he was like, "Whoa, okay, can I talk to Bob Iger?" And he's like, "What do you need to talk to Bob Iger for?" And he's like, "Well, because I had some other ideas." So there's a really cool article today. It's on the Hollywood Reporter. It's RDJ about Oppenheimer. That other series you just did on HBO about the Vietnam War. Yeah, and then they talk about the Doom role. I really suggest you guys go and check it out. I didn't want to put it up here because it was on Reddit and it's already had like 1 million views. So
yeah, and that's what a lot of people speculated, Richie, that it was probably a conversation.
Yeah,
that you know, it's like, Feige, man, we fucked up. You know, how would you fix it? But I thought that Feige would be talking to the Russos, and the Russos said, "Well, you know what you need to do? This."
Oh, what happened to Richie? Oh, it doesn't matter. Keep talking.
No, and so the I thought, I always assumed the root. Hey, there he is.
Sorry, it just kicked me off. It literally just kicked me off out of nowhere.
That was weird.
That was weird. Sorry, guys. Let me get that back going here. Okay, sorry about it. Go. Continue.
But we're there. It's like it's not a hard reset, but thank God we're there. You know, like I feel like we've been snapped back.
Gators, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Appreciate you, Brian's Comic Garage. I really appreciate you showing up. He says Doom is coming from the Fantastic Four universe.
Okay. Or the Future Foundation, right?
Yeah,
Well, and which is a period piece too, right? So you have to remember that about
60s.
the Fantastic.
Is it from the 60s, right?
I think that's what
on the flip side. They came out with that storyline, the 60s, Fantastic Four 60s.
Oh yeah,
I remember reading it.
Where it has that one cover where it's
Dr. Doom's art germ cover. It's all virgin, and Gary, shout out to Gary the Perspective. He really loved that cover. Thought it was a good play.
I remember the Fantastic Four Invisible Woman, where you see like half of her with her like bones and muscles and all that.
Yeah. Gator's in the house. Appreciate you, Gator. He says, what does it matter if RDJ Robert Downey is Dr. Doom?
It matters.
He's in a lot of movies.
They could have gone Ben Mendelsohn or some other guys as Doom, but the fact that Downey like comes at you like that and he was Iron Man is just so intriguing that it draws you back into this shit. Like, I want to see how he pulls this off, dude.
Yep. Thoro says, I'm so confused already with this Dr. Doom crap, but apparently the next issue of the Ultimates in September explains how RDJ is Dr. Doom. And yeah, I saw that solicit too. So I'm not sure. I can't remember. Was it in the solicit, Thoro, or was it the writer that put it on IGI? Because I remember reading that. So yeah. You're right about that. Because was it the solicit that basically said everything you want to know about our Robert Downey Jr. being
that's right. Tony, it was a part of the solicit.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, cool. And Gator continues, says he was Charlie Chaplin before and nobody was upset. Yeah, good call. What up, Ferdy? Ferdy in the house. Congratulations on 700 plus subs. I think he's already at 750. So hell yeah.
Nice. He's climbing that ladder.
Yep. Couldn't make it to a show on Sunday, unfortunately, because Frankie, that was the beginning of the really
Bird.
Appreciate you, Ferd. Lord Brooke in the house saying what's up to Ferd. Appreciate you, Lord.
Hey, what's up, Lord?
He says this is the last season of What If, right? Yeah, that's what we were saying. I'm not sure.
They gotta keep that going though, man, because the animation's getting better. People are getting used to it. Like, and that's the thing, man. They was just like, nah, they're done. Like, why are you ending things? It's like you killing a bad guy when you're not supposed to, you know?
Yep. Derek Neiman says we've already had the same character look different, Rhodey, i.e. Rhodey, Mr. Fantastic. Now we're going to have different characters look the same. RDJ, not a Stark variant. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. But I want to emphasize on what Joe was just mentioning. And Joe didn't make this up. He actually
I heard
this. This is legit. So I think so that's your pathway. I think Joe is onto something. That's your pathway if they do go with the Stark variant. I think that's a great way to do it. Bring them in with the what if universe and tie it all together, like you were saying. But you know, the what we all experience in Phase 4 and part of Phase 5, I don't know. So keep it thorough. Like the writer said that. Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
It's gonna be like Deadpool, where they just kind of send you out false information.
And, yeah.
And no one's gonna really know until you see it.
I hear you. Leverage comment says, with Future Foundation and the release of the Marvel Legends giant Dragon Man figure, I wonder if we are getting Dragon Man in the MCU. Future Foundation first appearance is Fantastic Four 579. There is a newsstand available.
Oh shit! I remember that character's name now. Shadow King.
King. Gotcha.
From Legion. So the person, you know, the chick that flips into the Shadow King, that's Albert Plaza, or she was also in
what was Shadow King's first? Uncanny X-Men 133. Is that like kind of real yellow cover?
That sounds right. I just don't remember.
And I know we don't really speculate anymore, and people get pissed off when you start throwing ideas out there. But this whole Jonathan Majors thing,
speculate on Spec Media? Come on now.
No, but this whole Jonathan Majors thing, like 2 years is a long time from now. And, you know, if he stays on the straight and narrow, he's casted in a role, he does extremely well. The buzz is going to be coming where it may put pressure on Disney to rehire him. And maybe it's not the big story arc that they had planned for him, but the fact that you would be able to have that Kang in the movie along with that Doom, like that, just like that's almost like getting a player that you thought was retired and he comes back and he does well. I mean, I love redemption stories, man.
Me too.
Like if you could get Jonathan Majors back, he's such a great actor, man.
And I just need to see that handshake once.
Oh man, right?
Make my cover explode.
Brian's Comic Garage says, thinking something happens with Doom's time machine that brings them into the regular MCU continuity. I think that's what
you never know, man.
Gator says, how does Iron Man exist in the same universe as Fantastic Four? It's not even the same comic. So it's not, remember, we're talking about the MCU's universe, the continuity. So the comics are just source material with the MCU, Gator. The MCU is a completely different continuity or universe. It was originally Earth 1999. Now they're referring it to the Inner Universe 616. Two separate from the comics. So that is the reason why. So basically, I'll give you an example. Like for instance, you know, in Avengers Infinity War, when Thor got the what do you call it, Thanos killing weapon, but it was Stormbreaker, right? Mm-hmm. That didn't happen in the comics. That happened with Beta Ray Bill, right? So that's kind of what I'm talking about. They use the comics as source material and they put their own twist on it for originality. So Exhibits in the house. He says Taylor Swift will end up being the real Dr.
I heard it was Mephisto.
Derek Gaming says maybe RDJ's Iron Man was all a figment of Moon Knight's imagination, and RDJ has been Doom all along. Appreciate you, Universe X, one of the best speculators in the business right here. Appreciate you. Hell yeah, Ferdy. And King of the Golden State in the house says Uncanny 117. I think he's talking about Shadow King. Appreciate you, brother. I'm glad you made it.
Thank you, James.
Psychotron says, do you look at specking as investing? I spec in hopes to make trades later. Interesting. JLS says Amal Farouk. Okay, cool. All right, guys. I'll get to the comments in a second. I want to get to the list. So let's get into this. Black Panther, Eyes of Wakanda. Both Ryan Coogler and Todd Harris took the D23 stage to talk about the upcoming Black Panther spinoff show, Eyes of Wakanda, which we thought was originally canceled, but I guess it's going, and they changed the name a little bit. Anyways, they say that they had this idea while they were both working on Avengers Infinity War. Todd jokingly says, quote, everyone in Wakanda gets a six-pack. Even the cake baker can kill anybody, end quote. Eyes of Eyes of Wakanda will be a 4-part miniseries, according to Ryan Coogler. And Iron Fist is also confirmed to be appearing in the series. It's unclear if this is Danny Rand or Finn Jones will be reprising his role from Iron Fist. Also, Len Lee, also Pei. There's tons of more Iron Fists. And I believe, Danny Rand just get killed in the comics?
I thought they did, right?
I thought they got rid of him and replaced him with the Swordmaster, right? As
okay, Lindley.
As as Iron Fist. Is that right?
Well, I mean, that happened, but they were going to actually kill Danny Rand. That's what I heard. I heard it when the Iron Fists were dying. And there was like, okay, so there was an Iron Fist comic that was on FOC like a month ago, and I believe it either just came out or it's about to come out. And it was like an Iron Fist 50th anniversary comic, and something happened where the contents of the comic got leaked. It hit Reddit, it hit the internet, and one of the Iron Fists is killed. And the person, was it Bryan McClay that told us? I think it was Bryan, right? Mm-hmm. And supposedly he didn't want to spoil it, but I was guessing it was Danny Rand. But I don't know. If you guys know in the chat or comments on the rewind, let us know. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's exciting. We were speculating on those other Wakanda Dora Milaje characters like Io and Anika. I mean, those are DC level characters, no big deal. But I mean, they're fun little flip if you can find those books in dollar bins. So, all right, this is one I really wanted to talk about because Aaron's here, and your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man arrives for D23 in 2024. Next up, and now this is before D23 right now, what I'm about to say. Next up in Marvel's animation panels, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, previously titled Spider-Man Freshman Year. That was before the writer's strike. Jeff Trammell is on stage and says, okay, so this is during the announcement now. We really get to dig into who Peter Parker is and how that affects who Spider-Man becomes. A horned symbiote will be appearing in the series. A first look at it can be seen here and is the main villain of the show. And that's him, supposedly. Never a weird looking design. Looks like a porcupine. Looks like Sonic the Hedgehog on roids. But,
it's going to be an Ant-Man symbiote. Yeah. No, it's going to be a Craven symbiote.
Dude, an Ant-Man symbiote would be pretty sick because he'd be growing and all that. But anyways. All right, but this is the one. I'll finish the announcement, but here, this is what I wanted to go ahead and point out. Boom. Who is that?
Is that Amadeus Cho?
Show Mama.
Sure looks like it, right?
Can you blow it up?
That's I put the arrow there. I blew it up as best as I could, but
I mean he's got the smirk like Amadeus Cho, man.
Yeah, he's got the scientist jacket too, lab jacket. Like I think that helps out a lot.
So this right here before the writer's strike, yeah, good point, Aaron. Great point. Yep. So this right here, this picture, a little changes, but this exact almost photo verbatim was the Spider-Man freshman year, and everybody was saying that was Amadeus Cho, that guy right there. Now they changed the name and they confirmed it. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and he's still there. So that he's got to be coming. So I don't know. We'll see.
Or it's gonna be a Cindy Moon situation, like in Homecoming, right? Like Cindy Moon is a character within the movie, but she doesn't say anything, and like she's never named, like really, besides like a name tag, right, or something like that. But she has no speaking lines. And there's no teaser as Silk or anything like that. But I mean, obviously, Amazon's doing that.
Good call on the lab jacket too, Aaron. Great job. King of the Gold says, speaking of canceled, Acolyte got the axe. What do you guys think about that?
That was great.
I don't think I think my response is gonna be something similar to someone I saw on IG. I started the series, but I don't think I finished it. Or if I did, I don't remember it. So, do I care? Not really.
Yep. X says Len Lee for the win. Totally agree. High five. Okay, Ryan's in the house. Says, "What up, my peeps? Appreciate you, Ryan." And Doc Joe, what's up? Appreciate you, brother. Leverage says will be one of the immortal Iron Fists. Iron Fist. Let me go back up. Oh, it's a female Iron Fist. Okay. Appreciate you, Leverage. Gator says, I just want all the comics on my list before someone decides out of the blue to make a movie and I can't afford them anymore. Yeah, welcome to our world. X continues, says they did wanted to move from Danny Rand to an Asian Iron Fist. Yep. Good man. And this guy, let me tell you something about X. I mean, this guy has been on New Agents of Atlas since they were freaking in the manga. So, hell yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Yep. And then Gator says, who's the fireman?
James.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I wanted to bring this to the forefront because Aaron just got an amazing Fantasy 15 Volume 2 recently, so I want to get him pumped up.
Oh, okay.
I'm stoked on. Yeah, I forgot I bought that, but yeah, I need to find that so I can probably add it to my grading pile.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys, we're about to hit the list. Let's go ahead and finish this off. So let's talk a little bit about Marvel Zombies. The final show of the panel will be Marvel Zombies. It will be a 4-episode miniseries that is a follow-up to the zombie episode of What If. Oh, so it's a follow-up, so it's probably going to connect. The show is confirmed to be rated TV mature. The first Marvel Studios show to get an adult rating, and it's animation too. That's awesome. Footage of the show was shown to the attendees that featured Shang-Chi and Wen-Wu fighting zombies. Shang-Chi is bit, and Wen-Wu gives his son the 10 rings to stop the infection from spreading to the rest of his body. So Shang-Chi gets bit by a zombie. Wen-Wu gives him the 10 rings and stops. Okay, got it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That got me all excited. A 5-year time skip occurs, and now Shang-Chi and Awkwafina's character Katie are fighting a band of Skrulls. The footage is said to have a Mad Max feel to it. Ooh, pretty cool. What do you guys think of that?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm just stoked that because I heard from a rumor website or something like that a couple months ago that they were going to cancel this series. So I'm really glad that they're pushing forward with doing this.
Leverage Comics says Star Wars investors are done with the BS. Kathy finally really on the way out. Yeah, I think Joe's been talking about Kathy.
Yeah, she needs to go, man.
I mean, it's been 3-4 years he's been talking about that.
We're not going to get good Star Wars content till Andor season 2.
I love
and it's going to be wild. I bet they have the Emperor in there too, man.
Jeremy Carter in the house says, what up, dudes? If you guys aren't following Jeremy, he's got a YouTube channel. He's actually a professional stand-up comedian. I don't know if that's his number one job, but I did watch some of his content, and man, I was cracking up. Some recent show he just had.
Cool.
Stand-up, man. YouTube. I think it was in July. So shout out to Jeremy. Glad he made it. Says, what's up, dudes? Gator continues, says they're making a Grindal movie or video game or something now. So no more Grindal comics. Spidey guy Murph, what up, dude? Sorry I'm late. No problem, bro. I appreciate you, man. We're really happy you made it. All right, guys, it's time for Buy the Dip episode 31.1. We were gonna do the long form, but with everything going on, I had to cut it short. So we're gonna just go top 5 key comics down in value, and then we'll after Friday's Hot 10 show, we'll get back to the long form. But let's get into it. Number 5. We're looking at Marvel Boy issue 1. This is the J.G. Jones Dynamic Forces variant. It's limited to 4K. There's also another Dynamic Forces. It's limited to 1.5K that has an autograph on it. This is from 2000. We're looking at raw VF near mint or better copies. We're looking at a low of $16 and a 90-day average value of $18 US. I did put the census up there. There's 29 of these in 9.8 and 27 in 9.6 on the CGC census. It's your first appearance of Novar. What do you guys think about this?
Cheap buy-in, get a high-grade copy. J.G. Jones is a great artist. I mean, why not? Bucket. I mean, this honestly wouldn't be on my radar, but there's a lot of fans of this. There's only 29 9/8. I mean, it's like when you start talking like only that amount of book, you know, it's a ghost, but why would people slab this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of future to it. And one of the things that is why I thought it'd be a good time to talk about it is like we were just talking about first appearance of Novar. Novar, it was Captain Marvel, but was also a big player in the Dark Avengers. And with the Thunderbolts, I believe that's what we're going to be getting. I don't believe we're going to be getting Thunderbolts. Or any of that Thunderbolt source material comics. I think it's going to be all based on the Dark Avengers source material. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but he's all over the Dark Avengers. I believe he's Captain Marvel in the Dark Avengers. But I want to show you this too, Joe. This is the regular cover you're used to, right? 227 copies in 9.8, which I thought it's not like a huge number, but it's not a super low. It's not a ghost, but I mean, it's a lot lower than I thought, to be honest.
So I always run into this book like all the time, like the normal cover. I never see the dynamic forces.
Nah, that's a goat. That's a goat.
And then the only time I ever run into the normal cover, it's never just like the single issue by itself. It's usually the full mini run, because it's like what, 4 issues or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And some of the covers are sick.
Yeah, so I always run into the full set versus just like running into the single issues of issue 1. But yeah.
I want to know, guys, if you're watching the rewind on the panel, if you guys know, I appreciate knowing, but I want to know if this comes in a newsstand, because I've never seen it, and newsstands were they were popping up during this time. So I just I don't know if I'm wasting my time looking for it. So, all right, guys, let's get to number 4. Marvel Spotlight, but we're looking at issue number 6. This is your second appearance and origin told of Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider. I put it on here for multiple reasons. Not only it's down in value, but a lot less on the census graded than I thought. And I'm thinking in my head, wow, I was watching cover prices. I believe it was Cover Price. I can't remember if it was DeVoe or his partner, but they had a really good bit about Johnny Blaze in the MCU. I can't remember what it was, but Ghost Rider 1 was moving. And long story short, I was like, man, this book is the second appearance, and it came out a year before, and it's 20 cents Silver Age book. And on top of that, there's hardly any on the census. This might be a good play. Looked into the numbers and saw that a low in a CGC 9.2, because I couldn't find any 9.8s, 9.6s, or 9.4s, but 9.2 sold for a low of $203 with a 30-day average fair market value of $230. But here's the kicker. There's only 89 2s on the CGC census, and this is down 47% from the last bump in value, which was about a year ago. About a little bit more, maybe about 14 months ago.
I mean, we talked earlier, I have this book, and like it, I love the cover. I think the cover is cool as shit, man.
I love the blue. Me too. Yeah. Yeah. So I thought it was a good play.
Is yours graded?
Mine?
Yeah.
No, because I bought I was telling Richie I bought issue 5, 6, 7, and 8, and they were super high grade. And I bought them with the intention of grading them, and I bought them like a year and a half ago, but I never did. And I've got like a backing board like taped down like and that tells you that my intention was to send them off to get graded, but they're still there, you know, in the grading pile.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta take care of everybody else before yourself. That's so.
But they're like, but this, nobody was really talking these books, and they were like, when you go looking for, at a LCS and you see some like bronze in super immaculate grade, like
it's hard to pass.
Yeah, you got to make a decision. Like, I'm not going to see this condition on this book ungraded. You know, I'm going to scoop it up.
I mean, that's how I picked up my first appearance of Iron Fist. Like, I literally was looking inside to check to see if it had the stamp. Like that was it. And then as we
You
popped
saw
it
the
up,
insert?
we saw the Mark Jewelers insert.
Wow.
And so like I had already checked out prices before like actually like holding the book just to kind of get an idea of what the market value was.
Yeah.
And they had it priced at without the Mark Jewelers. So it was like kind of like sold. Like like why would I pass on that?
Did they know? They didn't know, probably, huh?
They didn't price it that way, but like
it's not your fault.
They found out as soon as we're checking for the stamp, because like
gotcha.
Why would I buy a book that I know that has a value stamp and not check for that?
Yeah,
like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, especially a big key like that, we all know, especially for a vendor, we know that we're be looking for an MVS stamp right?
And you are like, if you're going to buy a book like like a bronze book that like carries that kind of value, you definitely want to look at the page quality and make sure there's no stains in there. There's no crust from the rusted staple on the outside. It looks good, but there's rust inside.
Tears on the page.
Listen, this is pro tips right here.
Or just like even the slight color touch where you see the ink running on the inside. Like there's all those things that you have to check for, and just about any age of books nowadays. I mean, obviously, like because a modern touch up, like that's kind of weird. But
so if I always think this way, like this book looks so good, why isn't it graded?
Yeah,
right. That's always the first thing. Whenever I see a lot of raw books on eBay and they're in great shape, either it was like a 9.2, someone cracked it open and is selling it raw with a 9.6 price on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the first thing. Well, if I got a banger book like that, I'm going to level up. I'm going to get it graded and like protect the value around that book, because people don't make the kind of money they could make if they just graded it. But then why is this book not graded? You know what I mean? And that's where the suspicion something's wrong with this book.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Bryan, it's called a Marvel value stamp. Like, so in a certain age period of books, the most famous one being the Hulk 181, like has on like one of the ad pages, it has a value stamp. Yeah.
How many value stamps are there, Joe? Like 200?
I can't remember. It's like in that passport book, right?
People actually, and people actually cut those things out of the comics and like put them in there. Like, oh, you guys want to hear a quick story? I got to tell you the story. So I went to this comic shop that is close to me. I won't say the name because the guy is fucking Lulu. But anyways, he had a ton of Silver Age early ASM 50 and under, right? He had like Avengers 50 and under. He had so many big keys. But the guy that came in and dropped the books off, didn't sell them. He dropped them off, donated. He cut out from the cover and or in the book panels, key issues. So I'm talking about the first appearance, second appearance, third appearance of Green Goblin, like great, and made a little collage on his wall. Oh my God, dude. So the guy's like, I don't know what to do. He's the guy that owns the store. He's actually pretty cool, like a nice person. He's just a little Lulu like I am. And he's, kind of just like, I don't know what to do with these. He's panicking. And I'm like, dude, I'll buy them from you. I don't care. I don't have these books. I like to just read them, have them in my collection. I'll just print out a freaking piece of paper and put it and fill it on the bottom. You know what I mean? And he gave me a bunch of them. But I thought that was like, what? I mean, besides the little kids, what kind of adult would do something like that? Like, I don't know.
People that don't know or don't care,
yeah, pretty much.
People that got the books for free, probably from someone else, like, or
from a
family member.
He did. Yeah.
Do you know what else you could do,
dude?
Do you know what else you could do with that? You could take all the pages that are complete, and cut those pages out, and like if it's really a big book or whatever, then you could grade those individual pages. And probably make some like decent money on it, depending on the book, right?
So you've mentioned this before, Aaron. Before we move on, I want to finish this. So you mentioned this grading the pages before, and Joe, do you know a little bit about this too? Is there a market for this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Depending on the book, I would say, because
like Action 1.
Batman 2027. So like eventually I feel like it's gonna happen to the Silver Age too. Like it's already starting to happen. Like you'll see like coverless copies of like X-Men 1 or fucking I don't know what else. Tales of Suspense 39, right?
Yeah.
Or you'll see like people having like the splash pages, like a full like, you know, bound page or whatever, because it's the book's incomplete anyways, right? And people will grade the individual pages, and then people will sell them on eBay, and then depending on the book, right, like it could go anywhere for $1,000, right, for a page, depending on what's on it, to like, you know, Batman 27 prices, where it's like, I don't know, what does a good page out of there cost? Like 10,000, something stupid.
Good call. Good call. Yeah, at least something like
man, you know, like when you say cutting pages and like putting it together, if there was only a restoration place that could like put it all together for you, you know, like
no, you mean like marry it all?
Yeah, if there was only a guy that could like marry it all, and then, you know,
you could probably do that, bro. Honestly,
depends on how many years you want to wait, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've pressed so many books,
or you may never see your books again,
or you end up in a multiple state class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
where you're facing.
That.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Only a restoration place like that.
All right, let's get into number 3. Shout out to Aaron Yee. Alias, issue number 1, your first appearance, first cover appearance, and full origin told of Jessica Jones. This is a 2001 series. This series is underrated in my opinion, but yeah, this is pretty cool. It alludes to what we were talking about earlier, a little rumor about Kristen Ritter always teasing us with her IG posts, but we're looking at a low in a CGC 9.8 of this book. A low of $143, a 45-day average of $163 US is $163. That is down 38% since middle summer of last year. Guys, is that a buying point for you? A, and B, do you believe in this character, this book?
Oh, yeah. I like this book. That's an attractive price, especially for a 9.8. I mean, I know I've paid at least $200, $250 for 9.8 copies. I got a steal of a deal for a 9.6 signed by Kristen Ritter. I've bought raw copies for, I don't know, like $50.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you had one signed.
Aaron loves some Jessica Jones, bro.
Yeah, I'm actually like, I have quite the Jessica Jones collection, if you didn't know. But anyways, I always get scared of grading raw ones just because of that all black cover. I feel like it's gonna, you know, it's a David Mack cover as well. Like, I think there's a lot of good key points of like,
holy shit, I didn't even realize that David Mack did this cover, and I know he does a bunch of covers in this series. Wow, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he does all the A covers in this run, but there's not that many variants either.
This is such a great book, man. Like, I may go look for one now in the 9.8.
Hector Ortiz says, any DC books on the list? Usually I usually have DCs or indies on here, but just Marvel has so much going on with it. And there's so many more books that are selling. It's just like,
it's that Disney Shima. But I mean, like, I'm sure there are definitely some DC books. I'll start looking into that.
Yeah, we definitely will. We're gonna do long form next week 10. So we'll have our 2 honorable mentions from Friday's show, and then we'll get some DCs. Hopefully we can have Joe on here more often. That would be amazing.
DC and indies.
Sickotron is on fire tonight. They had great comments. Appreciate you, Sicko. He says, I read comic books online and then find them in the wild. Yes, so do we. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah. So back to this one. I think this is a good play. I think the 100, if you can get this in a CGC 9.8 for 143 to 100, let's just say 153 to $53. I think it's a good play. I was looking at the precedent of the past sales, and I mean, this book is, I mean, if she comes back to live action, or they even make another series with her that, you know, ties into something popular, I mean, this book could see another bump.
If I were a betting man, they're already working on season 2. I have to believe she's going to be a part of season 2.
I agree. I love the Netflix. I've seen all of her stuff. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. One more comment. It says, "Why is the price high? This already had a TV show."
Because it's the first appearance.
Yeah, it's
right, and then
appearance.
it's graded in the 9.8, and it's came out in 2001, right? And it's a key, right? It's always going to be a key, so that's locked in there, right? So why would it go down, right? It may not have the COVID pricing that everybody was used to, right? But once it's got its safe space right there. I think that's a good price. Now, if she comes back and she does, no, it wasn't.
He's talking about the Alias, the show Alias.
Oh no, not with Jennifer Garner. Now, season 1, 2, and 3 were pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's the same text though, right?
Yeah. And hey, you know what? A lot of people don't know. Bradley Cooper came out in that show, man.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah, they have Alias cards, and you can, if you go on eBay, you see Bradley Cooper autographs in there. Yeah. But I think this is I think this will revitalize if she comes back all the hard to find. There's a lot of hard to find Jessica Jones from her solo title, like the DeCall books, and
yep, she's got cool covers, some cool covers.
Absolutely. And she's a great actress, man. Catherine Ritter.
Kristen Ritter,
Kristen Ritter.
She's just do you guys watch Orphan Black by any chance?
I haven't seen that.
So they did a new, like a reboot of it. It's like it's a whole new series.
Oh yeah, I saw the teasers for this.
Yeah,
she's in there. Yeah.
I actually just started watching it. I've only watched like 10 minutes into it, so I don't.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Okay,
yeah,
cool. I have Hulu.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get to the last two. So we're looking at Thunderbolts. The series, sorry, is it a series or a movie? I don't remember.
It's a movie.
It's a movie, okay, from the MCU. But everybody's wondering, why is there an asterisk there? Okay, what is this? What does that mean? And let me show you here. Let's watch this real quick. Let me put the captions on too. And let me go back. All right, this is a clip.
That is the official title of the movie. It's Thunderbolts with the last strips. And we won't talk any more about that until after the movie comes out.
Everyone here has done bad things.
Can you guys hear it?
Robbing government labs.
Yeah.
So someone wants us gone.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. A potato quality Thunderbolts trailer is out, so we finally have our first full.
You're muted.
Help me.
Here it is. Okay, let me start it over. Sorry. Okay. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is the same exact trailer, but this is why I think Thunderbolts with an asterisk is actually Dark Avengers. Listen to this.
Help me rebuild the Avengers.
The Avengers?
Yes, sir.
Rebranded.
I just did a trailer for that Captain America.
So
Brave
this
New
guy
World
right
Comic-Con
here
trailer
is
video.
called
Like, we got a brand
Emergency
new look at Red
Awesome.
Hulk, but also during
And
that trailer,
he's the
Thunderbolt
one
Ross
that
literally
brought this
tells
up.
Sam Wilson
And I
that
usually
he wants
don't listen
him
watch
to
this
rebuild
clickbait
the
stuff.
Avengers
But
with
this
him,
guy
like
had a
Thunderbolt
great
Ross
theory,
plans to rebuild
and
the
I agree
Avengers,
with him.
and he wants Sam Wilson's help. Meaning that it's a very
he wants
government
Sam
sponsored,
Wilson's
like
help. He's
government
talking about the
controlled version of the
Avengers, so
Avengers,
on and so
which just
forth.
screams Dark
And
Avengers from the comics.
Screams Dark Avengers from the comics. So my case in point is that I think this Thunderbolts with an asterisk is actually, even if it's called Thunderbolts, is actually going to be, the source material is based on Dark Avengers rather than Thunderbolt. So we are talking about Dark Avengers issue number 1, many first appearances in a CGC 9.8, a low of $75, 45-day average $95 US, down about 54% from 2019 and down 30+% from the last bump. $75 for a 9.8. So we'll say an average of 95. So between say $80 and $95. Sign me up if that is the case. If you don't believe that the Thunderbolts source material is the Dark Avengers, and it's just going to be just whatever off the cuff or based on mainly the Thunderbolts comic books, then I guess this isn't for you. But and I'd be wrong. But an Emergency Awesome, shout out to Emergency Awesome. I highly suggest subbing to his channel and all that stuff. He does a lot of good stuff, but he does a lot of clickbait stuff too, so you have to be careful. But yeah, he had a great theory. This is his theory, and I agree with him. What do you guys think about this?
It's gonna be a mashup of both of those titles. I don't think anything ever Marvel MCU is ever gonna be like purely source material, nor should it be. Like at this point, like there's no way like to have that transition, right? Like you can do that in animation. I think that works out for it. But but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it does like end up being like something similar to the Dark Avengers with a sprinkle of like Thunderbolts, right?
There you go.
With the Red Hulk that we know that's going to be in there.
It's kind of like what we're used to a little bit, right? That's kind of how the MCU does their own twist, right? They take different sources. Yeah.
But it makes you think, like, why would you do this story? Why are you telling this story? So it almost makes you think something happens in this that's going to be important moving forward, right? Or else why tell this story? And over the last, since COVID, we've had a lot of stories that it's not so much it doesn't really connect, but there's no consequence that triggers it to cause something to happen. Like these movies coming out, it feels like there's something important that's going to happen that takes you on that ride. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So like you had Cap and the Winter Soldier, right? And on that Disney Plus show. So now it's almost like they split them and you've got two shows, right? They split them up and you got two where it almost feels like these movies are connected somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to hear, so guys want to hear something funny is when I was looking this up, digging the numbers up or whatever, I go to my comic shop and I always I just always go right and just say, okay, maybe if I don't find the image for the content, or maybe they have like a cheap copy or something like that, right? Because I try to back up my words and buy my own stuff. But anyways, there was a newsstand there for $9, so I gave it to Long Short. And I was like, no, I know they graded at like 6.5 fine plus, but I took a real close look of it. Had like 3 or 4 color breakers. I was like, man, you get a good press, send it to Joe, I guarantee you get probably like a 9.6. And he was pretty pumped on it. I'm pretty sure he grabbed it. So, but if you didn't grab it, it is there for $9. But yeah, I think this is cool. Shout out to X. He's saying this one's got some dope variants. Totally agree. Yeah. Even those late printing ones are sick. Even that Midtown Addy Granoff is sick. But who knows how many of those? Awesome. Could be billions of those out there. So, Lord of Brooklyn says, I think the Dark Avengers are who we're going to get in the Thunderbolts. I agree, brother. Good call. And then, of course, Blind Adam in the house is Testify. All right, guys, last book, your number one book on Buy the Dip, episode 31.1. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. I want to thank Joe. Joe's always welcome here. I'll put him on my StreamYard. He can come and go as much as he wants. I'm really glad he made it. The number one book of this week's Buy the Dip episode. Shout out to Aaron Yee again. This is Star Wars Kanan, The Last Padawan. This is issue number 6 from 2015, CGC 9/8. This is your second appearance or first full appearance as Ezra Bridger, Sabine Wren, and Hera. This book has been seen some many peaks and valleys, but this is probably the deepest valley I've seen since it got popular. And this book just like blew up from 1 was the book, and then all of a sudden 6 was the book. But anyways, in a CGC 9/8, a low of $105, 45-day average of $132. That is down in value 60%. And there is that low. Aaron, I know you had a higher low on there, but I found this one that sold on the 18th,
wow,
which was Sunday after you put it in. Yeah. So what do you guys think about this?
I mean, I'm not here to debate the first appearance like of issue 6, issue 1, the Lego books,
Yeah.
the preview book, and blah blah blah, whatever else you want to say. Obviously the market valued this book at one point in time the highest book to to purchase. Like this commands the most dollars out of all those books, right? With repeated sales and all that.
Yep.
It kind of shocked me to see like this book, like, I don't want to say tank, but like taking a huge dive, right, from what it once was.
Well, Leverage is saying this was in the highs of 800, probably during the pandemic, I'm guessing.
Right. So I mean, I kind of remember it approaching that price. I don't remember exactly what the exact high was.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, to see it drop down to 100, that seems kind of crazy, especially since I remember like issue 1s of like Raw were going for 100. So to see 6 and then 9.8 like tank that much, like it seems kind of. I mean, I get that, not as many people enjoyed what was happening in the Ahsoka series with Ezra, Sabine, but there's a lot of
kind of corny, to be honest with you.
But then there was a lot of core fans that like that really deep dove into like Rebels and all that absolutely loved it, right? So it's hard to win over, new fans that are watching Star Wars that didn't watch Rebels. So I get that. But it doesn't, because Richie and I were talking about it earlier today. I don't think it's so much the matters of what's the book to have, but like if you can afford all of them, like why not have all of them, sell them at those high time periods, right?
Well, this is the when people say, hey, buy them all, okay, I get that, of course. And 9 times out of 10 when somebody, or 4 out of 5 times when somebody says that to me, I'm just like, ho hum, but in this case, kind of a messy first, I think this Aaron makes a lot of sense, like, and especially how much it's dropped down. I mean, there's no point unless you are banking, you have Joe CPR CGC 9.8, or you're banking on a 9.9. This would be the time where you don't even mess with raw copies. You go and you just grab
buy a
it,
9.8,
right?
Right. That's $100. Like,
I mean,
I'm sure we've all bought dumber things for $100. Like on
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen is nobody ever talks about these characters ever again. It drops to like $40.
I mean,
and that's never going to happen. So
I just think that it would be a smart play if because Star Wars isn't going to end even if they shit the bed, because all it takes is one hit to get people excited again.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, but
Mandalorian,
like, but
Deadpool, Wolverine.
But you gotta know, like, I mean, like, I'm a Star Wars fan, diehard. Like when they showed the trailer for Acolyte, I said, man, this shit's gonna suck. Like, like when I first saw like Echo, I go, man, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got to know what you're watching. And it's like, this is gonna be garbage, right? Until like they are just so adamant that they're like, oh, we got to get away from the Skywalker, and we're done. We want to see a different world and all that. I'm like, sis, who? Like, what the fuck, man? It's like, it's lineage. It's like, why would you dismiss something that people like loved and trash it and try and like what they did with The Last Jedi and Luke's just like throwing the lightsaber at fuck it. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, it's just like you're going to like what we want you to like. And it's like, that's how you go out of business. That, it's like, if people are going to your like ice cream shop and they love these flavors, but you take them up, nah, we're not going to make those flavors anymore. You're going to eat just vanilla. you know, and it's just like, well, then customers aren't going to buy your shit anymore. And that's why, you know, like this book going down is the confidence that they have that they can do something great with these characters. Sabine Wrench, she's a badass character.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And they got her right. They got her right for like 10 minutes in you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like with her hair on fire. I mean, she was a fucking rock star, dude. Like, and they did not seize the opportunity they could have had with her. But all it takes is one, if somebody writes it and puts a good story together, like it can happen, you know.
Yeah. But was it the fact that, you know, that she wasn't as, like, I guess she didn't have the attitude like she did in the first one,
right?
Like in the
yeah,
part.
dude.
But is it? But thinking about it a little bit longer now, is it because they're showing that she's older now?
Could
versus,
be
versus like when you saw her in the cartoon series, you know, she was still kind of young, right?
Yeah, right. Yep. John Horn says, with over 1,000 graded CGC 9/8, the urgent need to get one falls. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. I totally see where you're coming from, but the thing is that we're looking for maybe a little quick equity builder, and I feel like this one could be. I mean, I don't. If these characters come back, okay, so if Ezra Bridger comes back, Sabine Wren is definitely coming back, right? Do you guys agree? Right? She's coming back.
Yeah.
And she ends up being a badass or what have you, and or whatever. She gets a pop culture following or what have you. 1 and 6 are going to be pretty. I mean, they're already sought after, but it's going to be popular again, and we're going to see more peaks based on this. I mean, not based, but more peaks based on that. I wouldn't say hype, but that information coming to the forefront of, hey, these characters are sought after in every kind of media. So why not grab this book for $100, 100 and whatever, 20, 30 bucks, put it in your bin in a CGC 9/8, wait till it pops again, which is probably going to happen. And it sells for $250, $300, and you go sell it, and you're making your way to a Fantastic Four $49. That's, you know what I mean? That's the kind of idea. This isn't something that I definitely want to keep in my bin for the rest of my life and put it on my wall, right? This is something that I probably would want to flip.
But I mean, this is also the type of book that what was I gonna say?
I agree, X.
If I think of it, I was listening.
You know, it's like it's smart speculating. It's like you buy a rookie card of a player that's been hurt and he's going to have Tommy John surgery, but you know the potential is there,
right?
Like people go and buy a 10-0 on this player that is hurt, just because of the possibility. Well, you can get healthy, have a great year, then I could flip the card. It's the same way.
Oh,
but if you're speculating on like, oh, these books are trash and nothing's ever, like, you haven't been collecting comics long enough.
Yeah,
a lot of these books we pull out and say, hey, this is a banger now. Like, you know, like look at Scotty Young books. People are pulling Scotty Young books out of their ass, and it was like, man, I haven't seen that one.
That Dark Wolverine one. Have you seen that one recently?
Yeah, dude, that's a thing now. Like, so it makes digging that much fun again, because they're like the evolution of these. It's not really an evolution. It's there's more things to dig for, right? There's more things because it, like during COVID, everybody was digging for everything, man, and there was hardly any gold left, right? But now, artists first covers, I mean, it's the rarity. People are really digging for rare books.
Yep.
All right, two points. So we know that Thrawn didn't die in the Ahsoka series.
True.
And so I feel like there's still a story to tell with Ezra and Sabine, like to move forward, right?
Makes sense.
The other part I was going to say, if you're looking for scarcity and all that, I would go for issue 1 second print, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I show you that, Aaron? That
yeah, you saw.
Oh my god, dude! But, so okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Yeah, so I mean, I think like if you're going for that route, like,
Yeah.
then that's the book to go for, right?
Yeah.
Because like that's not gonna have 1,000 copies 9/8 on
No.
the census.
No.
Like, I would be surprised if there's 100. But I mean,
Yeah, I think it's like I think it's below that, but you could be right. But
I mean, I don't know
it's
exactly.
tough. It's tough generally because it was low ordered. But
and then
it's
that
tough.
all
You've pressed
black
that book,
back,
Joe. How black? Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that all
yeah.
black background. Like,
Yeah,
I've seen one copy in the wild once, and it was like not even worth picking up to grade.
Yeah.
Like it was an attractive price, but it was like for the condition, it became less attractive.
Shout out to X. He says, good one, Rich. I believe on this one. This is actually Aaron Yee's pick. So shout out to Aaron Yee. Killed it today. He had some really good picks. And it tied into the recent news. So
nice
great
job.
He says, the one thing I like about this one is that it don't have second prints or variants. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was.
Oh, for issue 6. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Adam says, still need to know, can you use the floors to get this guy, dude? Yeah, so I was showing Aaron. So when I was putting the content together, I think Aaron was at work or something, but I texted him or DM'd him. I was like, look at this. It was a CGC 98 of issue 1 second print sold for how much, Aaron? $71.
Yeah, something crazy like that. Something low. Like, I was just like kind of like, oh.
I said, this is why you don't in an auction on a Wednesday.
Right. Well, this is also like, and it is always heartbreaking to do some of these like research for these buy the dips and stuff like that, because it's like, I mean, it's just the same idea of like doing a micro report. It's like kind of like, oh, but then at the same time you're like kind of like, what is my budget to spend?
Yeah,
exactly. But all right, guys, that was the show. Do you guys have pickups?
I do have a few pickups.
Okay.
Let's
let Joe go first. Let's let Joe go first.
Man,
Aaron's got so many, he needs to get them all.
Not really. I mean,
what's those J. Scott Campbell's back there? I see. They're on your wall. You got the Witchblade 1 in 50, and then what are those up there?
Oh, those are my some of my favorite Campbell books in there, and then got that Witchblade. I got a foil coming. And then, yeah, that's about it.
If I ever go to Texas, I'm definitely going to Joe's house. If I ever go that way, hang out with Aaron, or when I definitely want to hang out at Joe's house.
Dude, bro, we'll get in trouble, dude. Get arrested, man.
All right. What? We'll get arrested doing what?
Just being in Texas.
How close are you to the border, Joe?
Not that far. About 4 or 5 hours away.
I just watched a really cool documentary because my dad works at Los Alamitos racetrack. I mean, he's retiring pretty soon here in the next couple of weeks, but they had a cartel was running where laundering money through racehorses. And it's on Apple. You guys got to see it. It's called Cowboy Cartel.
All right. So I bought some comics from Economics and Comics, Billy. Nice. So for FOC. So I thought these books were pretty cool. Scotty Young's, the Black Suit and Blood.
Good dude. Good dude.
You can never go wrong with a few 7th print Ultimate Spider-Mans. I thought it was just funny that they
do they have 7 now? Is it?
Dude,
are they on 8?
They've got a 10th print coming out of
for Void Rivals.
Void Rivals, dude.
No way, really?
Yeah, when I saw that announcement at San Diego, I was like, kind of like, that went to 10 printings,
bro. Yeah.
And then these
love that cover.
The 141 Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah,
homage. Yeah. I mean, like, who doesn't love like seeing the spider people on the poster and stuff like that with all the different word bubbles. And then I got a few other packages in that I finally opened. So I'll start with a couple eBay pickups. So you can never go wrong with an X-Men #2 J. Scott Campbell 1/100.
So jealous.
So I bought 2 copies. I saw J. Scott Campbell was selling some on his website. I was like, I can find a cheaper price than that. And so that's exactly what I did. So I found, so for the cost of 2 was about the cost of 1 from his website plus shipping or whatever, because he was charging a ridiculous amount.
Gotcha.
Big shout out to, I want to say it's Jose from KRS Comics. I had met him during let me double check if I got the name right, because I'll feel bad if I said it wrong. But I'm pretty sure it is. I met him at San Diego Comic-Con, and we had a really good conversation. And he messaged me on Instagram. It was like, hey, what's your address? And then this was dumb. Like, I just kind of like, oh, this is my address. And then I finally looked into who the person was. I was like, oh, KRS Comics. Oh yeah, I remember talking to him. And then he sent me some comics. So he sent me this Satana, Bring Down the House #2. This is out of 600. This was Souza Micah.
That's
cover.
a nice foil. I like that. That's sick.
Yeah. So she absolutely killed it on this.
Yeah.
I was really excited about getting this. I missed it during San Diego, the shattered cover for TMNT.
That's cool.
That is sick, bro.
Yeah. So
I love that.
Who's
the artist? Who's the artist?
I forget his name, but he's done like every time you see a shattered cover, it's the same guy, and he actually makes a mosaic tile art piece. It's the same artist every time.
Is it the same guy that's on the season 2 Golden Netflix? Who has the mosaic pieces at New York Comic Con?
It might be him. Yes, that is him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Legit. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So he's been doing it for like at least 5 years, maybe more. Like, because I remember he did for like ASM 300 a long time ago, and I know he's done like Daredevil, like some of the Frank Miller covers. Like, he's done quite a bit. And then here's the icing on the cake. He sent one of the Souza Micah.
So jealous.
Like Cobra books. Like, I unboxed this backstage with the guys, like, because I didn't want to open the packaging on air, and then like they saw my reaction. I was like, oh my god,
he didn't know,
bro. It's like he opened a pack, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of cards.
Yeah. And I saw the Souza mic in there. I was like,
case hit.
Pretty much. So yeah. Right? So big shout out to KRS Comics for just sending out a package.
Hell yeah,
that's cool, man. So, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I guess that's it.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed, dude.
We are Spec Media. We appreciate it. If you guys want to catch Joe, make sure you're following him up on IG. I have his links down in the description. I have all of Joe's. I should have it in the description. I usually put your links in all of my stuff. And then also he cleans and presses, dry cleans and presses books, but I know he's backed up. So if you want to get a hold of him, where's the best way they can get a hold of you, Joe, if they need to press books?
They can hit me up on Instagram,
Okay. And then on top of that, you have Aaron, Joe, and I, along with Ben Stein. And I always say our team leader, Bryan McClay, every Friday night on the original Hot 10 Comic Show, brought to you by the one and only Ben Stein, every Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find us. So, Spidey Guy Murph, I want to get to this. Dad, this guy is saying, Spec Media, does your dad know my aunt Sandy Neal? She's a parimutuel clerk at LaSalle for like 50 years. She just retired. Dad, okay, he's out of it. So I'll let you know. He probably does. My dad is a manager there, so he probably knows. But Awesome Sauce says, have a great night, have a blessed week. Thank you for an amazing show, putting a smile on my face. Love you guys. Love you too, brother. Appreciate
Thank you for
you
the invite, Richie. I appreciate it. I've been trying to get on this show, and
I know you have. I know. I appreciate that, man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to share, tag Spec Media with 2 S's. And if you have some kind of secondary market brand business, I'll be more than happy to shout you out across the shows that we're on. And if you do ship comics, use Popcorn99. You'll get 10% off Gemini Comic Supply. All right. That's it. Any last words, guys?
Nah, man. Just I can't wait for these fucking movies to come out, bro.
I know. And you know how many times I've thought, Joe, like, man, am I gonna be alive when this shit happens?
Bro. Hey man, we've been through a lot, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been through a lot. You know?
Yeah, we survived the pandemic to keep on
yeah,
watching
everybody
comic
talks
movies
shit.
and-
Everybody talks shit about us comic collectors. We've been through a lot of shit, dude. We're battle tested now, you know?
Yeah.
We've been snapped back. It's on, dude. It's on. We're coming back, dude. We're coming back with the fury. Mama!
And
All
I
right.
never thought we left. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let me go ahead and get you guys out. I'll go ahead and do the quick run through. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.